All right, I turned the
And
stream on. So you're in KMI. Let's see.
yeah,
Kinder Morgan looks pretty good, flying.
yeah. So I'm in from like about 1750, I think, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. So I'm in that. I'm looking at resistance. Well, to be honest, I'm looking at resistance coming up here like around 19 or something.
Yeah, it's like a
So
gap
I'm just
fill.
thinking, yeah, so I'm just thinking like to hold on to the gains, like selling some calls above or whatever, like I was saying, like so yeah. So $16 calls, 10 17, like they're quite far out, you know what I mean?
Let
So
me
I've got
take a
no
look.
there's no stress on
KMI.
them. There's no like
Yeah,
but and I
16.
want to hold them long
You
term
have
because long term I'm
$16
looking at
calls?
like 21s and higher. Long term is what I'm looking at.
You said you have $16 calls?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are really high in delta. So you've got the right idea. You want to protect them if it goes against you because your delta's 84, which is really
Yeah.
high. So like if it
Yeah.
goes back even just $1, you're gonna get hurt.
Okay.
So if you want to like it's like a form of closing your position short term, but still keeping it open. So it like
Uh-huh.
eliminates almost all of your bullish bias. You would sell the
Okay.
$17 calls above it.
Okay.
Um, so like you see how your delta is 84.
Yep.
You can sell pretty much anything above that, and it's going to lower your delta by whatever that number is. So like if you're at 84 and you sell the 18s, your delta is going to become 20.
Okay, I'm with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like you got to figure out how much do you want to pull off the table. If you want to like pull off a lot, then you just sell the 17s. If you want to pull off just a little bit, you could sell like the 19s. Um, Another way you can do it is a form of a diagonal. You don't have to sell on September 17th. You could sell on say like June. So like you go to June and you could sell like the 18s or the 19s. Um, and that would give
Okay.
you more of a bullish position. So you're not taking too much off the table.
Okay. I'm almost. It's just like more of a short-term protective thing. If I do the June 19s, is that what
Yeah,
you're
so
saying?
June would be well, not so short term, be like a month, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so like typically when you do it that way, if you do the diagonal way, you want to hold those until they get close to expiration because they're going to bleed off, right? It's going to
Yeah.
bleed off all that credit that you sold, and then you get to keep all that money.
Okay. As long as
Um,
they don't close in the money, obviously.
yeah, so like if you sold, so you're buying the 16s, so you can sell the 18s, um, and as long as it doesn't, oh, actually, it's already 1870. Okay, so yours is a little
Yeah.
different because you bought so far in the money. So
Yeah.
you could still sell the 18s, but you wouldn't want to let those expire because they're going to expire in the money. Um, but like, let's say worst case scenario, those do expire. You bought the 16s, so if you get exercised on the 18s, they're going to exercise all of them. So they're going to exercise your 16s and then they're going to exercise your 18s at the same time. But then you'll
Yeah.
probably lose money. Well, like, what'd you pay for the 16s, like per contract?
Let me have a look. 1 second. Costs. Uh, cost is 196 in total. So what's that?
Oh, so you're up a
196. Yeah.
lot already.
Six. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you paid 196 and you sold the 18s, if you got assigned, you're going to make $200 per contract because you bought the 16s, you sold the 18s. There's a $200 difference. So if you
Yeah.
exercise both of those, you make $200. Um, but you lose whatever you paid for the 16s.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is a little more complicated. It's not like going back to your actual question. You could just sell the September contracts. Like you could just sell above. You bought the 16s for $1. What'd you say? $1.90?
$1.96.
So you could sell the 17s for 220, and even if you let those things completely expire, you would still make $30 a contract. You know what I mean? Because because you bought them at 190, you're selling them for 220. And then if you sold the 18s, they're at $1.50, so you're taking $1.50 out of your $1.90 that you put in. So you would still only be risking $40.
Right, okay.
And then all of your profit.
Yeah.
So you have to like kind of figure out how much do you want to take off the table and then just base it on delta.
That's it. I need to look at these freaking working out these numbers more often, man, because I get myself in these positions and it's like they're all great and everything, and then I just hold them for too long and just kind of stand around wondering what I should be doing instead of like actually doing something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're in the position where you were right on the trade and you're making money. So now you just have to know those little tricks on how to like protect it.
Yeah.
Because the problem with
like selling calls above resistance, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if I can sell something short term, I was thinking, if I can sell something short term like the June ones, like 30 days out, then maybe I can sell something that's just like above what I've got as resistance, like 19-ish.
The problem with like when you're in a winning trade,
if I do hit resistance and it comes back, I'm making the money on that, even though my what I consider to be a longer term position is continuing. Like I'm imagining it's only going to pull back and like just bounce again anyway. That's my thought on it. So
yep. No, the problem with like if you leave a position like just naked, you're getting theta burned every day, and the theta gets higher and higher and higher every day. So even if it's a winning trade, if you let it go on too long, you're gonna lose. So selling on top of it is not a bad idea. And then if you have multiple contracts, like if you bought, say, 5 of those 16s, you don't have to sell 5. You could sell like 2 or 3. And you would still be keeping your delta very high. It's just all about how much delta you want to be left with. Because delta is how much you're going to make or lose like when it goes up or down, right? So if you neutralize it and you put it down to like fucking nothing, then your trade is neutralized. You don't have to worry about it going up or down.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Yeah, just look at the deltas really. And you test that out a little bit, and then if you want to get a little more advanced, do what I was saying earlier. You could sell on a different expiration. You could sell closer. When you buy farther, sell closer, it's called a diagonal. They're actually very profitable if you do them correctly.
Buy further out, sell closer in. Okay.
Yeah, so you buy far, buy low, sell close, sell high. So like when you buy far, you buy the lower contract, so like say the 16, but then you sell close, sell high. So you sell higher than 16.
Right, okay. Yeah, I really need to get into like the actual strategies and stuff for options, man.
The diagonal strategy is really good for determining your target. So like if you want to buy a leap, like instead of buying, say, the $30 leap on silver, you could buy the 25s and then sell the 30s. Like constantly sell the 30s just as time passes, and you'll collect premium. So it's better than just buying naked leaps, which is basically what I'm doing right now on silver.
Yeah, I've got a silver position as well, SLV.
Yep. Yeah, so like silver, I'm holding. Let me see. I'm holding the September 30s and the January 30s. So like if I wanted to turn that into a diagonal, it would be very hard because I would have to sell above 30, which is basically impossible right now. Like if I sold above 30, I'd be getting $17. Like I would be getting almost nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
So when you do the diagonal technique, you kind of have to do it the way you're doing it. Like you have to buy contracts that have a high delta so that you can sell the other contracts with a lower delta.
Right.
Because if you buy a contract with 30 delta, you can't really sell above that. You're not going to make any money.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Slayer, Mucky, David, Justo, Chad, Doodle, Dirty. What's going on, guys? What's up with the Bitcoin sell-off? Why is Elon being such a manipulator? I don't know, man. He's being a dick for sure. I think Bitcoin was going to sell off anyway, like I was telling Discord. I think Elon just accelerated it. When it lost 56.6, that was a level I gave you guys on like 2 or 3 of the weekly videos. That was the major line. Like you had to hold that line. Once you lost 566, it was done. And that's when I cashed out. I cashed out all my Bitcoin. I went heavily into cash on crypto. I'm heavily in cash on equities. We're just letting this thing dump. You could buy the dip here, but it's based on fibs. This is not a good bounce yet. It has to get above like 45 and close for this to be a fake out. If it closes below 44.6, very likely going lower. What's theta burn? Theta burn is time decay. It's how much money you lose on your options contracts every single day. Tesla to 412, that'd be dirty. Tesla's getting hurt, man. If it doesn't bounce here, it's gonna get nuked. He woke up yesterday and chose violence. Yeah, he did. Sorry to hear that, Slayer. Sorry, somebody say something?
I said everybody hates Elon now.
Yeah, no, he lost all of his crypto followers for sure.
I think there's probably a decent amount of overlap in people who bought Tesla and people who own crypto.
The thing about crypto people is like, we understand that the crypto market can be easily manipulated. We don't like when people abuse it. So like when Elon clearly abuses his power to manipulate the markets, nobody likes that shit.
He was just like pissed because Tesla's dumping or something.
Yeah. Which line is VWAP? I don't have VWAP on my graph currently.
Yeah, like he goes on the whole rant at night, and then while the morning's coming up, he just be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't sell all my Bitcoin." Like, bro, manipulation to the max.
Yeah, he's
Probably just had like a scotch in him, you know?
yeah, he's back on that shit that he was on when he got in trouble with the SEC. He just doesn't care. He's just like, I'm just gonna tweet whatever the fuck I want. I don't care what it does to the market, whatever. The lines on my chart currently, Justo, are the 21 EMA and the 50 moving average. Just trying to keep my charts clean for this week on stream. We can go over some basic concepts and stuff.
BTC printed a 15-minute buy. Getting interesting.
On the bot, yeah.
Does it really do this every close? We gotta wait.
Yeah, exactly. Wait for equities to close, yeah.
Every day.
To trade, yeah.
David said, do you think it would be a good move to sell my Bitcoin and wait for another buying opportunity? My average cost is 20,000 right now. Been just buying and buying for a while now. Yeah, I can't tell you what to do, man. But you're wildly in profit. So if you haven't already taken profit, there wouldn't be a problem taking profit on at least a piece of your position. Like you're up more than 100%, man. So you shouldn't feel bad for closing no matter where it is. Like obviously if you closed up here, you would have gotten way more than closing down here, but profit is profit, dude. If you bought at 20K, you're up over 100%.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous profit, man.
I don't think you should close like right now, like because it's clearly bouncing a little bit. But if it started to sell off a little bit more, and you don't want to be caught in the next move down, because it could go down to like 38 all the way down to like 35. So if you don't want to be caught down in that move, then taking profit here is not a horrible idea. For now, this bounce is decent.
It also depends on what your plan is with Bitcoin.
Yeah, like if you're a dollar cost averager, like you just don't care, you just buy a little piece here and there every week, then you should be taking profit like that as well. Like you should be taking profit a little bit every now and then as well. Like people who do the dollar cost averaging strategy with Bitcoin, you guys don't have to have like exact targets or exits. Like it doesn't matter. You're more so investing, right? So when you're accumulating like that, when it has a nice pump and it's paying you, you just start closing piece by piece. And then when it goes down, you keep averaging. And then it goes up, you piece out. It sounds, obviously, I'm making it sound a lot easier than it is, but the thing with Bitcoin is time is the most bullish thing there is. There's nothing more bullish than time. With assets like Bitcoin that are deflationary, time is the most powerful indicator. So if you're someone who is patient and you can wait out these dips and just accumulate, you will make money eventually. Now, obviously, it's harder to say now when it's at 44,000 than if you would have said that when it was at 20,000 or 7,000. But I think historically, Bitcoin will just continue to rise. It's just going to continue to do its thing. It's going to nuke heavily. It's going to go back up. It's going to nuke heavily. It's going to go back up. It's not going to change anytime soon. I'm not one of those people that thinks like, oh, Bitcoin's not going to drop another 30% ever again. Like people are idiots, man. I've been in crypto for a long time. Not as long as a lot of people. I started in 2017. But since 2017, nothing has changed. It goes up a lot, it fucking nukes. It goes up a lot, it fucking nukes. It's not going to stop. Nothing is going to stop Bitcoin from absolutely nuking like it did before. And everyone wants to believe like, oh, there's so much institutional money now, it's not going to nuke it. It's still going to nuke. Like it might not nuke 80%, but it's still going to nuke 50 to 30% eventually. Like that's what Bitcoin does. And look at it.
It's down 30%.
Yeah, it's already down 36%. So those people that said at the top, all these institutions and all these stocks that are buying Bitcoin, they're going to make it so it can't nuke. You're already being proved wrong. That's what Bitcoin does. So if you're somebody that has time and you don't mind waiting, just accumulate, man. Fucking buy a little bit of Bitcoin every week or every month. Wait for it to go up and peace out of it. I'm not a patient person, so I don't like doing that. And obviously, in hindsight, I could have done that and it would have outperformed my trading 100%. That's almost every single person. And that's what I tell people on stream. Like, if you can outperform Bitcoin on a long time scale and you don't mind waiting, you should not be day trading Bitcoin. Almost nobody, I'd say like less than 1%, can outperform Bitcoin.
Yeah, I tried and failed big time.
I
If
do
I
our
just held all my alts and shit, I'd be up a fortune. I'd be so rich.
I do all right, but I don't outperform it. So like if I was smart, I would just buy and hold and wait. That's basically what I'm doing right now. I'm just going back to that strategy. But I look at my crypto trading as more of like a practice. Like I like trading. Like I'm practicing my trading. I'm doing all right. I'm growing my accounts. It's going fine. I mean, if I wasn't trading and I was just investing in Bitcoin, I would be doing better. But I look at it more so as a practice. Hey, Frank. David said, my only thing is why take profits now if I can just let it sit for another year and possibly make more money? And then that's what I mean, man. It's completely your call. It's completely your call, man. It's all about your risk profile. It's all about your time horizon. Like someone who has a 3-month time horizon on Bitcoin compared to someone who has a 1-year time horizon, you're not going to trade the same. The guy who has a 1-year time horizon, you basically never sell. You just buy more. If you have a long time horizon, like you're aiming to make money in 5 years on Bitcoin, you literally turn the sell button off. You don't use the sell button. You just buy. And then when it gets closer to the time that you want to take profit, like maybe 3 to 4 years out, then you start selling. Yeah, I closed Cake as well, Doodle. I only took a very small loss though. If I held Cake, it would have butchered me.
Just depends on your plan as well, man. You got to have a plan in place when you get, even if it's, if your plan is long-term invest, then that's what you're doing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Got a plan,
Yeah,
you
if
got
it's
your
a
plan in
long-term
place,
investment.
where you're wrong, where you're right, where you're going to take profit, then you stick to it. You can't worry about those little percentages you're missing. You could, if you take let's say you take a chunk of profit now, like 30% of your position or something, 50%. If you take it, I mean, it's not ideal to take it here, like Deja said, but if you took it around here somewhere, if it moves up and confirms that it's going higher, what's the problem with getting back in and missing like that small percentage and then just keep riding it? Do you know what I mean? It's no, you can't think about those little bits you might miss, you know what I mean? And you got to pay yourself as well,
Yeah, David, this is one of those markets where people that don't know what they're doing make way more money than people that do.
Or it was.
Yeah, it was, yeah. The problem with people like that, though, David, is like, if you continue to do what you're doing for, say, a couple years and your friends continue to do what they're doing, I guarantee you if they don't pay themselves, which they almost never do, you're going to have more than them. It's all consistency, right? It's like the GameStop people. There's a lot of people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. They made a lot of money on GameStop, but I guarantee you the majority of them are going to give all that money back. The people that know what they're doing are good at keeping the money. The people that don't know what they're doing, they don't keep the money, they lose it. So it doesn't matter if they made more money than you on certain plays. Like the Doge thing. Who made money on Doge? Who made the most money? The people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. The people that are just like, Doge, this is fucking awesome. It's on Robinhood, it's on TikTok, I'm going to buy it. And they forget about it, they come back and check it a few months later, they're fucking making tons of money. But the majority of those guys are going to lose most of that money. If those guys can realize what they're doing and like pay themselves, that's when those opportunities pay out big time. Like the people that didn't really know what they were doing, but they hopped in GameStop, made a lot of money, and they were like, fuck, I should probably close this and take some money off the table. Those people are the stories you read about. The people that make a killing because they knew to pay themselves.
It does help to have, excuse me, it does help to have a little bit left in as well. That's why, taking 100% out is probably, especially in the situation from the way you're talking, is something you probably shouldn't do, you know what I mean? You can take it out and then it helps with the emotions. If you still got 50% on the table and it starts moving up, you're like, okay, I'm still in the game. I'll just look for my next entry. You're not sitting there going, fuck, shouldn't have sold. You start getting emotional. You start trying to dive at trades. You can't do that shit as well.
Yeah, David, for someone like you, who's obviously, you have a longer time scale, your thought process is more long term. Don't think of it like as, I have to buy everything here and sell everything here. Like, there's nothing wrong with piecing out, taking a little bit of profit. If it goes down, buy it back for cheaper. If it goes up, then you could buy some back and hold some, Like, you don't have to think of it all as a fucking all in, all out. Yeah, exactly, Mucky. Like, they hit trades like that, but it's really hard for them to be consistent. Yeah, David, those strategies, it will always outperform. The dollar cost averaging strategy on Bitcoin will always outperform 99% of every other strategy. You have to have some really crazy edge to be outperforming the dollar cost averaging strategy. Yeah, maybe your friend who said he's not going to sell Doge until it hits $1. He honestly might be right, man. Like if it's hard to say now because Bitcoin topped out. If Bitcoin didn't top out there and it continued to go on a bull run, and it went to like 70,000 plus, I think Doge would have hit $1 easy. I don't think Doge goes much higher than $1. I think the dollar meme is going to be too strong. It might go to like $1.20, whatever. If it even ever does, right? But I feel like, and I've said this in Discord, I think this is going to be the one time that people come up with like an astronomically high price target and it actually gets hit. Like, people have been calling $1 on Doge back before it was even a penny. And they're almost right. I think this will be one of the times where they're actually right. It's like the Ripple bros who were calling for like, what, $500 or something. Like, those guys are not going to be right. Like, a lot of these people who come up with these astronomically high price targets, they're never right. I think Doge is going to be the one. And I don't even hold any Doge. I'm not even saying this because I'm biased. I hold 0 Doge. $5.89 Ripple, was that what it was? I knew it was something in the 500s.
Jesus Christ, what would that take the market cap to?
They'd be like the biggest thing in the world by far. They could buy America, probably.
Isn't like Ripple still owned like a large percentage by the people who actually
Pretty sure.
started it?
I think they can mint coins too, like whenever they want.
Sounds like the government.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, maybe. Those people are hilarious. And I used to be like that too when I first got into crypto. Like, you think Bitcoin's too expensive now, and then like you're waiting for dips, and then it keeps going up, and then you try to buy the breakout. It's like, dude, if you're willing to buy Bitcoin at a $50,000 breakout, why don't you buy it at 44,000? That's a big problem that a lot of traders have in crypto is they think Bitcoin's too expensive, but then they buy breakouts. It's like, dude, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I know you're waiting for confirmation, but if you're somebody who is holding longer and you're not like scalping small moves, if you like Bitcoin at 50K, why do you not like it at 44? Like, if you're a longer term guy, you should like Bitcoin at 44 if you like it at 50.
Secret ingredient is stupidity.
The only people that can say that, like, they don't want to buy it at 44, but they'll buy a $50,000 break. Like right now, for example, like I wouldn't buy Bitcoin here, but maybe if it starts to climb a little more, like 45, I could buy that. Because I'm a shorter term trader. Like I don't think about it long term. So like I can wait for a little bit of confirmation. If you're a long term guy, you're going to wait for a massive confirmation. It's pointless. You're getting a better price. Doodle said he got scammed on the XVS airdrop. Bought a bunch right before the timeline. As soon as the timeline happened, 15%, minus 15% by bots, rugged. Feels bad, man, yeah. What is XVS? Is that like a pancake swap coin? I bought my first pancake swap coin yesterday on Sticky, one of our admins. He made one of his own coins. And I bought a little bit of it yesterday. I think I'm up like 10% or something, 20%. It was up huge when I went to bed. It got up to like 240% from the open. Now it's back down to like 130 or something. I like Pancake Swap though. After learning how to use it, it's pretty cool. I think there's a lot of opportunity, to be honest. And I was telling people in Discord this, like even the rugs, like the coins that are fucking clear rugs, as long as it's not a scam, like the honeypot one, where you can't even sell. I think there's a lot of opportunity to make a little bit of money. Like treat them as lottos, throw in like $100, throw in $500, whatever. Some of those coins go up like 1,000%. Look at the fuck Elon coin. Didn't it go up like 3,000% yesterday or some shit? It went up like 30x overnight. It's insane, dude.
It used to be that like like certain exchanges would get hot, and like every coin that would be new on that exchange would do like a 20x or something.
Yeah.
But now burgers are all banned.
Yeah, look at David. He said, I put in 5,000 in March in Safe Moon. You're up to 250,000. It's so stupid, dude.
That's sick. Good for him, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's stupid money, man. That's good money. But that's what I mean. Like, if you...
Friend made,
Go ahead.
Literally, he made $20 million off of, like, he invested 1 and 2 ETH in all those, like, Doge clone coins.
Yeah.
yeah, he made $20 million.
Yep. No, I think as long as you look into it just a little bit, just to make sure it's not like a blatant fucking rug, I think it's worth the risk. Don't put a lot of money in. I'm talking treat them like lottos. I'm talking like 100, 500, like fucking less than 1,000. Obviously, if you're a millionaire, you can put in more. Like if you're worth a lot of money. But I mean, like for the everyday trader, putting in like a few $100, maybe $1,000. As long as it's not a fucking honeypot where you can't sell, they're not bad. Understand your risk. They're penny stocks on steroids. So if you like penny stocks, you'll like the pancake swap coins. Yeah, it's 100% gambling, 100% for sure. Solana looks good. What's Solana? Is that SOL? Solana actually doesn't look bad. You're not wrong, dude. That's actually a clean chart. It didn't give a fuck about that Bitcoin drop. Look at that pivot bounce. Let me turn off these arrows. Look at that pivot bounce. Bounced off that pivot beautifully. And then if I turn the arrows back on, these are the buy signals. Look at the buy signals come in. That's clean. Not a bad chart. Your next target on that would be like 65 if it can break 54. Yeah, I got chopped out of Cake maybe. I was in a small swing trade. I like Cake long term, but I was in a small swing, so I had to close this. I bought it up here, thinking it was going to be a bull flag and we were going to break higher, which it probably would have if Bitcoin didn't start nuking. But then Bitcoin nuked, so it killed everything. Look at where Cake is now, though, bouncing off a pivot. Really clean. Yeah, binary. It killed a lot of the coins, man. A lot of the charts looked really good, and then Bitcoin just started nuking. That's the thing with crypto. When you guys trade crypto, you guys have to watch Bitcoin. If it starts nuking, it does not matter how good your chart looks. Only a select handful of charts will do well when Bitcoin drops. It's very rare. You asked, do I day trade stocks too, or do you hold for longer periods of time? It really depends on the market. Back when COVID first started, when we started the Discord, we were doing a lot of day trading. We were doing a lot of like buy at the close, sell at the open, like really short trades. And then we just changed it up to however the market was. The market got choppy. We started selling premium. The market started going up again. We started buying diagonals. I don't really have like a set thing that I like to do. I just try to follow the market, and that's been really hard to do right now. That's why I'm mostly cash, because I tried a bunch of different techniques for the past few months, and I've been getting burned on almost all of them. I sold premium. I fucking got assigned for the first time ever. I've literally never been assigned in the history of me selling premium, which is a few years. I haven't been doing it for too long, but few years. Selling premium, never been assigned. I got assigned brutally, not just barely. I brutally got assigned. I got assigned and I was down like 10% on my shares immediately. And then we tried to do leaps. The leaps got crushed. We tried to just buy like regular naked contracts. They got crushed. I'm just struggling to read the market right now, as is almost everybody. And you guys are always the first to know. Like, I'm not somebody who fucking tries to hide the fact that I'm trading poorly or I'm losing money or I can't figure the market out. Me and JMA have been saying the market's dog shit for the past like fucking month and a half, 2 months. Like we've been struggling for sure. We've made a lot of money on crypto though. I've had some fat withdrawals on crypto, but right now even crypto I'm cashed out. I'm holding BNB and FTT. That's it. I'm cashed out of everything else, and that coin on Pancake Swap. That's it. What about forex? Never traded forex. Not a market that I really wanted to learn. It's the only market that I've never traded. I've even traded binary options, and I still haven't traded forex. Cake is very correlated with BNB. They move together. Yeah, it's because it's like an exchange coin, right? A lot of the exchange coins move together. Just curious, how much do you pay attention to order books? I only pay attention to order books if I'm scalping. If I'm not scalping, I don't really care. Order books are only like tape reading, reading the order, like the time and sales, reading the order book. It's only helpful for short-term trading, really. Yeah, honestly, I see a lot of you guys saying you're struggling in chat. Don't feel bad, guys. Literally, the best traders that I know are struggling. It's just one of those markets that is very hard to trade. If you're losing money right now, don't just completely make an excuse and say like, oh, it's just the market. Like, yes, you could be doing some things wrong, but don't beat yourself up. Like, the market right now is extremely hard. And as it should be. Because we made so much fucking money last year on the stupid pump from COVID. The market deserves to punish us. Like, it's not always going to be easy. With how much money the market gave you last year, it deserves to beat us up for a little bit. Why BNB? I just like BNB long term. I like its use case. I think it's actually being used properly. The chart is very clean long term. It's a coin that even during Bitcoin dips, it doesn't sell off that heavily. Like right now, it's sold off a little bit, but historically, it recovers very quickly from Bitcoin drops. The problem is BNB is very high right now. So, if you're buying BNB here, you need to be willing to dollar cost average, which I am. Like, I'm willing to buy more BNB at 450, at 400, at 350. I'm willing to buy more. So, don't just put your whole stack into BNB here and expect it to fucking keep going up. You have to be willing to dollar cost average on this, which I am. I'm willing to dollar cost average on FTT and BNB, and that's why I'm holding both of them. I could actively trade them and like close them if it starts dipping, buy them back when it comes. I just don't care right now. Like, I'm not that heavily invested. I'm sitting back and kind of following more of the investor mentality. Sorry, somebody asked me to look at a volume profile on Tesla earlier, and I completely forgot. I spaced it out. We'll take a look. So if I were to grab a volume profile on Tesla, I would be grabbing it from like this recent price action. So like this is when it started impulsing up. This is the impulse. That's the correction. This is like the accumulation. Yeah, I would basically just call that accumulation. So that would be the volume profile that you grab, and it's fairly balanced. It's pretty much balanced. You've got almost a perfect balance here, low volume, low volume. This is the only imbalance here. That should be lower than it is. So it's a little bit of imbalance. But with this profile, you would be buying the lows, selling the highs. So if it dips down into this area, this would give you a decent opportunity to probably buy the dip all the way down to probably like the gap fill, down to like 400. You're holding a major support right now. So if it bounces here, This could be a massive bulldog, and we could push higher. If it doesn't bounce there, very likely going down to at least like 500, and then maybe even 400 if it keeps going. For this to be like bullish again, you have to reclaim all these pivots, like 666, 711. Once you're above those pivots, then long term we can start talking about seeing 1,000, right? What do you think about shares in the tourism sector? I like tourism right now, and I like retail. Not so much tourism. I would say more so hospitality, like hotels and airlines. Tourism, that sector is not going to outperform until the other nations allow U.S. citizens to come in, which some of them are, but it's not fully open yet. When the other nations start opening up to America, then that sector will do well. In the meantime, America is reopening to itself, so the hospitality sector should do well, which it already is. And so is retail. I think retail is going to continue to outperform, and I think the hotels are going to continue to outperform. And then airlines as well. I think airlines are going to start to move.
Weren't you looking at like a retail ETF thing the other day you were talking
Yeah,
about?
XRT.
XRT.
It's already starting to move. I'm going to start buying shares if we can close above this daily pivot, above 96. And then the energy sector looks really good, XLE. And then jets, the airline sector. If this breaks out of this little downtrend here, say get above the pivot around 27 and a quarter, you look pretty good. Yeah, Matic was exploding for a long time. We called out a lot of those moves in Discord. I think a lot of our guys got in Matic for like the first and second pump. You hit our first targets, you hit our second targets. There's only one target left on Matic, and it's $2. Then you would have to wait for a consolidation and extend your targets. Look at cruises too, like CCL. You're breaking out of a nice little downtrend here. If you can start to find a lot of value around like 28 to 29, I think this definitely goes higher. I think cruises are going to do very well on the last quarter, Q4, into Q1 of the next year. The problem is we have to see how these first few cruises perform, because Norwegian is requiring vaccines. Carnival is not. I really hope Carnival decides to continue not requiring vaccines, because I want to compare them. I want to see, like, can Norwegian keep up with Carnival, even though Carnival's a much bigger company, with the vaccine requirement. If you guys haven't been keeping up with commodities, silver and gold have been absolutely tearing, doing very well. If you guys watch my weekly watch list videos, we called the bottom on gold back when it did that bulldog. If you guys hear us talk about bulldogs on stream, this is the most textbook bulldog I've ever seen. So like if you're wondering what a bulldog looks like, that's what it looks like. You have a double bottom, and then you pop up into a little bull flag. This is the perfect bulldog. What's even more perfect about it is when the bulldog has legs like this, where it's like 2 candle legs, it's like a retracement, that's even better. And then when the consolidation is right on the back, that's even better. So like I said, perfect. And then you had a little bit more consolidation there, broke out, a little more, broke out. This is very good. This is very healthy. You're finding value, breaking out, finding value, breaking out. This is very good. So gold bottomed beautifully. And then if you look at silver, you had kind of an inverse head and shoulders on silver, and now we're breaking out of that as well. So commodities look really good here. If the weekly can continue to break these pivots on gold and silver, it's going to rip for sure. If you guys watched my video this Sunday, I said that I wanted to see this weekly break the 50-day moving average, or sorry, 50-week moving average, and now we're breaking it. So if this can close above the 50 week, this looks really good. You're already breaking the downtrend. Doesn't matter if you take wicks, doesn't matter if you take bodies, the downtrend is being broken. So that's good. So keep an eye on a lot of those silver and gold miners. Basically, any of the ETFs should be doing all right. Yeah, right. Peter Schiff, what a guy. Thoughts on Polkadot? I think it looked good before the Bitcoin nuke. I haven't looked afterwards. Doesn't look too bad. You gotta buy the dip signal on the daily. Bouncing off the 50-day, bouncing off the 21. It's not too bad. Pretty choppy though. It's clearly distributing up here, very choppy. But this buy up is pretty good. It's not bad. What's the bot say? The bot's still on a buy. So the bot is still long. Does anyone in the Discord group look at on-chain analytics for Bitcoin? And alts, large coin movers, whale activity, etc. Not really. I haven't seen a lot of our guys post about that. Occasionally we'll post like the whale account on Twitter, like if they post something crazy or something like that, but not usually. Most of the guys in Discord, we're all technical guys. Like I mean those are kind of technicals, I guess you would say, but we're more chart guys. Like we look at the charts. Did you guys see where ES failed today? If you look at this big rising wedge, I think rising wedges are dog shit on ES on the indexes. They work better on regular stocks. But this trend line, regardless, is really strong. And we are popping up into this trend line here, and then we failed. Putting in a buy the dip signal though, so it's still decently bullish. He still bounced off the 50-day. So if we can get back above this trend line here, it looks pretty good. But yeah, rising wedges, obviously, historically, if you zoom out on ES, it just perpetually goes up. And almost every single time it's going up, it puts in a rising wedge. And yes, when it finally does top out, the rising wedge is correct. But in order for the rising wedge to be correct, it's wrong like 20 times. So you can't trust it. Pretty much every single time the index is pushing all-time highs, they put in rising wedges. And they're supposed to be bearish, which eventually, like I said, they do end up being bearish. But the pattern is only as good as the trust that you can have for it, right? If you can't trust the pattern, it's pointless. Which one, Mucky? You said if it breaks here this week, we should see those targets. Which one were you talking about? Oh, on Tesla, yeah. Yeah, a lot of the big caps don't look too good, man. They don't look too good. Facebook, not too bad. Tesla looks terrible, man. It has to bounce here. If it doesn't bounce here, it's gonna nuke. Like if you were bearish on Tesla and you wanted to take like a crazy lotto, you could take like a 500 lotto. But if it bounces at all, you're gonna get slaughtered. Like that's why it's a lotto. But if you were right and it lost this level, how much are the 500s right now? They're $1.60 if you took the ones for Friday. And you're probably not going to get down to 500, but you're playing the delta. So like if this dropped like say 40 points, 30, 40 points, the delta is 7. So that's not too bad. What is the theta? 66. Okay, so that kind of sucks. Basically, that means that you would need 10 points. You would need 10 points a day to break even. So if you took that lotto, the first 10 points that Tesla fell, that would be just to break even. So then if it went to like 20, you start making money, 30, 40. But the longer it takes, the more you lose. You could go out another week, but then it would be a little brutal. Yeah, they're like 530. Delta's 15. Or sorry, 13. But that'd be a complete lotto. Meaning whatever money you throw it at, bet on it going to zero. The ones for Friday aren't bad.
Right?
The ones for Friday aren't bad.
Just for fun.
You have to have it move by Wednesday though. Like if it doesn't break down by Wednesday, the trade's dead. Because the theta will rip those things apart.
I'm willing to throw $500 at it for fun.
If it loses this level, you'll get paid.
Nope.
It's either a double bottom, and this is like literally the bottom that's going to push Tesla way back up, or it's going to lose this level and it's going to leak down to like 500. I don't see us consolidating here for any longer, like maybe a day or two, like I said, by Wednesday. But very, very strong level, so it's going to break very quickly in either direction. If it gets back above like 585, then I think it's probably going to be a double bottom and we'll push back up. Looks like a bulldog with a wiener. When you have like this little,
Yeah,
you have the little wiener, and then you have the bulldog. Elon deserves to get ripped after what he did. He does, yeah.
I want to bet against him.
He definitely lost a lot of fans.
Yeah, he really did. A lot of crypto guys are like hardcore Elon fanboy.
Dude, I've never, honestly, until recently, I haven't seen any crypto guys talk shit about Elon. Like, everyone loves Elon.
Nope.
He's one of the pillars, like the fucking guys that the crypto OGs love. And now all I see is Elon hate all over my crypto Twitter. You lose people money, man. They don't like you anymore.
It's kind of funny that like all he did was stop taking Bitcoin for payment.
Well, he's run his mouth a few other times, like about a few small things in the comments. About the whole Doge thing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's what triggered it initially.
Oh yeah, like actual effect on the market, zero. Like what he did has no effect on Bitcoin whatsoever. But price wise, he fucking shit on it.
Teslas with fucking Bitcoin.
I guarantee it was like less than 1% of their sales.
Way less.
Yeah, it was probably nothing. It was the guys who like hit massive trades on like Ethereum or something, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck it, I got some money." David, I think it's because he's mad that he can't tweet and troll about his stock anymore because the SEC's on his ass. He was like, "Ah, fuck it, I'm gonna do it to crypto," because he knows they can't really do anything, which is quite stupid. But the problem with what Elon's doing is if he pisses enough people off, it is going to increase the regulation. And that's the last thing crypto people want is more regulation. I think he's somewhat developing like a god complex. He like sees how much power he has over the market. He knows that he can just press a few buttons on his phone and the market will either crash or pump. He's a cult leader. That's basically what he is. But he's pissing off his cult, and they're going to eat him alive pretty soon. It's funny because when me and JMA just switched back to crypto a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, whenever it was mainly because there was a bunch of tweets and like a bunch of fundamental news coming out on equities that was just pushing the market around, and we were tired of it. I'm like, ah, fuck it, we're just gonna go to crypto. They don't really have any of that. Go to crypto, and now we got Elon, and just won't stop running his mouth. Bell's about to ring on equities, guys. My lotto is going to expire worthless. That trade that I took on stream on Friday.
Which one?
I took a small credit spread, seeing if it was going to stay below VWAP at 412. I actually need to close these, I think, because technically I'm selling. So they might exercise both. Yeah, I do need to close these. They're going to charge me a fee. See if it will let me close these. I might have waited too long. Doesn't matter either way. They're just going to cancel each other out. Yeah, exactly, David. If someone can do what Elon's doing, it's not a good look for crypto, especially when he's doing it to Bitcoin, like the biggest. Like I said, I don't think it's all Elon. I think crypto was going down anyway. Elon just, like, all those people that were like watching Bitcoin slowly go down, they were like, do I close here? Is it gonna bounce? When Elon starts saying stupid shit, they're like, oh, fuck it, I'm done. And they close. And they capitulate. That's why it accelerates it. Because all those people that are on the fence, they're going to close when Elon says stupid shit. SR, I have no idea what either AVE or MFT do. I only trade the charts on crypto. I basically don't know what any of them do. So asking me if it's going to be the next AVE, I have no idea, man. I can tell you if the chart looks good. And I don't even think they have a chart on FTX. Let's see, Binance. This looks like a massive head and shoulders, which doesn't really work too much in crypto. We actually just saw one play out on Bitcoin, surprisingly. If it bottoms here, looks good. Like if you get a little bounce off this level, maybe back to like 15.6, somewhere around there. But right here, not too good because the momentum is pretty low. Yeah, I saw that, Mucky. The big short guy, he's heavily short on Tesla. It was old though. That was last quarter. I think they're still open, obviously. But they were. He's already in profit. Like he took those a while ago. But all right, guys, I do gotta head out a little early today. I appreciate you guys being here. I will be streaming tomorrow, same time as always, 3 p.m. Eastern. If you guys are new to the channel, as always, hit the subscribe button. Make sure to check my How to Trade playlist. I've got like 20 videos on there to show you my techniques and whatnot that I use for my trading. So make sure if you guys are new or you're trying to learn a little bit more, I highly recommend watching that playlist. If you guys didn't watch the weekly watch list video that I posted yesterday, make sure to watch that. I go over Bitcoin, I go over crypto, I talk about the important levels. So go watch that. It's called Summary of Markets. I believe it was week 67. And that will give you an idea of like what's going on. But all right, guys, you guys have a good rest of your day. I'm going to post analysis in Discord late tonight, probably around like 9, 10 o'clock. So watch out for that. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow.